Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Deborah and today I'm going to show you the next chapter in the junk journal lessons that I've been doing. I haven't been doing this for a while because I haven't been well, and this is a pretty big project, so I haven't really been tackling large projects, but feeling better today, so I thought I'd better get on with it. So as you remember, we were doing a junk journal with signatures. Now I've chosen to put 5 signatures in mine, and when I left you last time I had shown you how to sew one of your signatures onto this piece of paper, which is the piece that attaches to the book. So this is called a hidden spine. That just means that when it's in the book you won't be able to see where you've done the stitching. This morning I have gone through and sewn my other 4 signatures in. So this was the little grid that I created and poked holes in, and then I had a template which I put in the centre of each signature and used as a guide to poke the holes through so that my stitches all line up and my pages line up. Well, pretty well line up. I'm happy with that. It's looking really good. It's very chunky. I didn't think it would be this big, but this is going to be for my travel, so it's important that it's got a bit of weight to it because I've been a lot of places and I've got a lot more to go. So once you've finished that step of sewing your signatures onto your backing piece, I then went and measured the inside of my spine, which inside comes to 2 inches. Now remember that inside and outside will be different measurements, so make sure you measure the inside. The next step was to measure the width of my signature sewing, and I've measured with 2 inches, so I've got about ½ an inch either side of my signature, and I've marked and put a line down there, and I've scored that line so that I've got a squareness to the spine. You can leave it round. I just find that it sits better in the actual book if it's squared off a little bit. Now I'm going to put it into the book. So when that's in the book, you're going to see some of the original part of the book. So it's going to be a bit rough here in the corner. I don't mind that. If you don't like that, you can cover that up. I've got this here, which is like a bookbinding tape. It's just Express It brand, and you can use that. So I could run a strip of that down there, but I actually don't want to hide that. I want to be able to see the original part of the book, so I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm going to now put it in, and how I do that is put it into where it's going to eventually sit, and then just mark off so that you know where to put your glue. So my glue is going to go on this part here, and do that on the other side as well. Just giving myself a bit of a guide as to where I should glue that down. Now I'm going to put some glue on. I'm just using Helmer 450 quick dry adhesive. I find that this is the best. It's the one that I cope with the best. And just run some beads of that glue around. I'm also going to stick the edges of that flap down and cover them with other paper and stuff to hide them, so I'm not too worried if it's not perfectly at the very, very edges. I'm just going to give it something to adhere to. Make sure that your book is up the right way. It's very important that you've got the cover of the book, if you're going to keep some of the cover, which I may well, and the cover and the signatures are up the right way. Otherwise you'll be pulling it off and doing it again, and hopefully I've sewed all my signatures in up the right way. When I was putting that together, I actually found a couple that I had incorrectly in there, so I'm lining up that fold with the edge of the book and just sticking it down. Now going on to the other side and doing the same thing. You can see where I've folded the corners of that it's sitting in there quite nicely, so it's not round anymore. It's poking out a bit in here. You could put some glue into there to stick it on if you want to. It's up to you really what you want to do, whether you want that to be a bit freer. I probably will just drizzle some glue down the inside of that so that it starts to adhere. And once that's on, I'll turn it up and drizzle some glue on the other end. The next step I'm going to be doing is looking at the cover and also the inside cover where I've put that down. I've just given the glue a couple minutes to dry, and I think I want to keep some of this cover, but I'm not sure at this stage how much I want to keep. I'm not a planner. I just scrap very organically, or journal, which is kind of like scrapbooking in an organic way. I don't really think about how things are going to come together. I just kind of look at it and put it down and think, does that look good? And if I'm happy with it, then it looks good to me. Having put down all of that paper, I've now decided that I'm going to put some tissue. This is a serviette that I got overseas when I was travelling last year, and just thought I might try some of that on it. This is just pulling the backing off. It's actually got 2 layers of back in this one. Some of them 2-ply, this one's 3-ply. See how this is going to go. I couldn't find my water brush, so in lieu of that I've got some water and just the brush I was going to use to brush it on. This just makes it easier to tear it away without it getting all sort of weird on the edge. And when I wet this, it should still, the book pages from the bottom will still show through. Now I'm going to put it down. This is matte medium, which I find is the best. I'm just measuring about where that's going. And then just some matte medium over the top. Make sure you get those edges, because those edges will lift if you don't stick them down. Maybe a bit up here might be looking good. And look, if you don't like it, you can just either pull it all off, start again, or put something else over the top. Just collage it until you're happy with it. But do make sure that you cover all of the serviette with the matte medium. So if you don't, you'll have a bubble. And then what you're seeing on here are crinkles, and crinkles are fine, but you don't want a big bubble under the surface where the matte tissue paper hasn't stuck down. When it dries, it'll look a bit weird. So this is it for today, I think. I need to let the serviette dry and probably put some more stuff over the top. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back with the next video and we'll do a bit more. Hopefully we'll get it finished. Thanks for watching. This is Deborah. Cheers.